City Fresh, tied into some of the great urban and rural markets across the many counties of Northeast Ohio. This location, Blue Pike Farm, had its open house today. And Carl Scalock, owner-operator, will be providing quite a bit of good quality produce grown here, East 72nd Street in St. Clair, in the heart of the city of Cleveland. First urban farm in Cleveland in the 21st century.
This is a 220-liter food-grade plastic barrel. It's recycled from a food processor here in the Cleveland area. And we've installed a quarter-turn ball valve on the bottom of the barrel here with a splitter. And we're running 2 lines of irrigation tape from there. This bed is being set up for a row of tomatoes. We're going to be using a black plastic mulch to cover the bed for weed suppression and help keep some moisture in the beds. The red plastic allegedly also has the characteristic of improving the crop yield somewhere between 15 and 20% based on the university research. So we're going to give it a shot and see how it works. But because the plastic mulch is impervious to the rainwater, we're going to have to supply water to the root system using this plastic tape. And before I get this whole thing built out, I wanted to make sure that this worked in practice as well as in theory. So we filled the barrel full of water, connected the black plastic, the irrigation tape, to these special connectors here, and opened the valve and let the water run. In this case, the water pressure from the barrel is sufficient to get the water from the barrel all the way to the far end of the bed, which is about 72 feet away. And it seems to work. We're going to give it another shot early in the week, fill the barrel up, open the valve, and see where the wet spots are, and make any adjustments that we need to make. And start covering it with plastic and then put plants in the ground. So in about 5 days from now, which is will be about the 10th of May, we should have tomatoes in here. We'll have peppers. Eventually we'll have about 600 tomato plants growing on this facility this summer.
I'm Sue Salante, and my kids go to school at Cuyahoga Heights. That's an inner suburb of Cleveland, and I would like to have a farm that engages the students from Cuyahoga Heights and gets good food into the schools. I mean, if you've got a big enough plot and you've got an ambitious goal, and my interest is getting these types of fruits and vegetables into the schools. And I'm involved, I've been like a PTA president, and I've been involved in the school board and everything. And as my kids get older, I realized that I want to put my attention into getting vegetables and fruits into the cafeteria, because there is hardly anything in that cafeteria that resembles nutritious food. And I'm really disappointed with that. And maybe I just feel guilty because my kids hardly eat any vegetables, and I know that that was a mistake and I have to turn that around. And I'm thinking that if we can get the schools to send their students to, like an urban farm site and take responsibility for their own plot and grow their own stuff, then I will coordinate that program and see to it that their harvest gets back to the school with a lot of pride and enthusiasm, and we will serve the food to the kids. And I think that if they knew that the kids were bringing in their harvest, they'd be more apt to try, a vegetable, a zucchini, or even a carrot, and give it a try. And the whole thing will be very exciting. It's not like a bunch of parents saying you have to eat this stuff, you can't have the garbage that you really want. It's not that at all. It's just totally getting kids on board with how exciting veggies and fruits are, and getting that into the schools, because that's part of your education. And in the olden days, you would actually have school gardens. That was just part of growing up, learning how to grow healthy food. So that's exciting. I'd like to see that come back.